So the Supreme Court of New York just suspended Rudy Giuliani's license to practice law. Why? Well, ultimately, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So earlier today, the Supreme Court of New York Appellate Division suspended Rudy Giuliani's law license. Why? Well, the court tells us on page 2 of a 33-page court order saying the following, quote, "We concluded that there is uncontroverted evidence that respondent, Rudy Giuliani, communicated demonstrably false and misleading statements to courts, lawmakers, and the public at large in his capacity as lawyer for former President Donald J. Trump and the Trump campaign in connection with Trump's failed effort at re-election in 2020, and Giuliani's conduct immediately threatens the public interest and warrants interim suspension from the practice of law." Now, folks, I will spare you most of the details in this 33-page court order, but let's go through some of the highlights, or more accurately, some of the lowlights about what the court found regarding Rudy Giuliani's lies. Now, first of all, when is this dramatic remedy of an interim suspension of one's law license appropriate? Well, the court tells us. Interim suspension is a serious remedy available only in situations where it is immediately necessary to protect the public from the respondent's violation of the rules. Immediately necessary to protect the public from Rudy Giuliani's lies. Now, lest anyone think that Rudy's lies were sort of just an isolated misstatement here and there, the court clears that up. In suspending his law license, the court relied on statements that the respondent, Rudy Giuliani, made following the 2020 election at press conferences, state legislative hearings, radio broadcasts as both guest and host, podcasts, television appearances, and one court appearance. Rudy Giuliani lied repeatedly, consistently, and I think it's fair to say he lied in sweeping and systematic fashion. And along the way, the judges, the court, rejected Rudy Giuliani's claim that he has a First Amendment right to lie. The court rejected Rudy Giuliani's claims that his lies weren't knowing and intentional. They were both. And then from page 9 through page 25 of the court's findings, the court catalogs just some of Rudy Giuliani's lies. And they find that Rudy lied about the Pennsylvania election. Rudy lied about voting in Georgia. Rudy lied about absentee ballots. Rudy lied about dead people voting. Rudy lied about underage people voting. Rudy lied about convicted felons voting. And this might be my favorite Giuliani lie, or maybe my least favorite Giuliani lie. I'm not sure which way to characterize this. Rudy Giuliani repeatedly said that heavyweight boxing champ Smokin' Joe Frazier, who died back in 2011, voted in the election. This was Rudy Giuliani's proof that dead people voted in the election. You know, it might sound comical, like just a throwaway lie, no big deal. But the attorneys who were handling this bar complaint against Rudy Giuliani had to go to Pennsylvania, get the public records, and the public records revealed that Joe Frazier was taken off the voter rolls in Pennsylvania in February of 2012 just 3 months after he passed away. Another Giuliani lie. You know, if Rudy Giuliani had the capacity to feel shame, he would never show his face in public again. But you know what was the best he could come up with near the end of this 33-page court order? He said, there's no need to suspend my law license because I promise to, quote, exercise personal discipline, close quote, and, quote, never to discuss these matters in public again. When you think about personal discipline, Rudy Giuliani is the one that leaps to mind, right? So that statement by Rudy Giuliani is essentially him saying, I did nothing wrong, and I promise I'll never do it again. Well, you know what? The New York court was not persuaded. And I want to end with the words of the judges, the court itself. Here's how the court summed things up. The risk that respondent, Giuliani, will continue to engage in future misconduct while this disciplinary proceeding is pending is further borne out by his past, persistent, and pervasive dissemination of false statements in the media. The seriousness of respondent Giuliani's uncontroverted misconduct cannot be overstated. This country is being torn apart by continued attacks on the legitimacy of the 2020 election and of our current president, Joseph R. Biden. One only has to look at the ongoing present public discord over the 2020 election, which erupted into violence, insurrection, and death on January 6, 2021 at the U.S. Capitol, to understand the extent of the damage that can be done when the public is misled by false information about the elections. And with that, the New York Supreme Court suspended Rudy Giuliani's law license. You know, it's nice that every once in a while the system actually sits up and takes note that justice matters. Folks, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with y'all again tomorrow.